Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Andrea, and it is Get Over It, day 2. This is our second live stream, and I'm already seeing some returning participants, guests, honored light beings gathering here already today. So I am gearing up. I'm not exactly sure, of course, where we're headed, but I do know that in a few minutes I'll be offering you energy healing and guidance messages. They call it teachings. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not, but um, all is offered for your consideration and using, excuse me, and using your discernment. Oh, and I do need to let you know. Hi there. Hello, Money Cree. You made it on time. Yes. So we're here at 12 noon Eastern US time. And oh, yeah, I need to tell you, yesterday, my internet went out for a few minutes, about 15 minutes in, about 13 minutes in. And so if you saw that, um, I had no idea until we got off the live stream. So I did verify, though, it was an internet glitch on my end, but I'm glad I didn't know about it because I just kept on going, and I'm sure the energy just kept flowing right onto you or right on to you wherever you are. And isn't that kind of cool? And I just popped right back on. So it was all good in the end. The replay is going to be a little bit interesting. That'll be out on Saturday. So let's see. Anything else I need to say? I don't know. Oh yeah, some of you I saw signed up for the channeling class, and that's going to be in January, and we're going to meet live online on Zoom 6 weeks. You can find out more about that on my website if you're interested. The Emissaries of Light, it's all their idea. They kind of they like working with you, apparently. And so that's going to be in January. So it's called Channel Your Divine Self. I look forward to it. Yes. And an interesting tidbit about the class before we move on. People have asked, is the class size limited? And my answer is yes. I mean, but I don't know what that is. And that may sound really weird, but the Emissaries of Light will let me know when to close the doors, when they have the number of students and who's supposed to be there. Um, isn't that interesting to think about? But that's what they say. So when they have reached their potential about or whatever parameters they're setting for the class, then that's when I'll close it. So I really don't, I can't give you an answer. It could close in a week. It could close in 2 months. I don't really know. All right. So I'm going to get going here in a moment. Hi there, Jackie and Bob and everyone else there in the chat. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome. Very glad that you found us here. Let us know. And if you're new to the healing grid and want your name or your name and your family's name and your animals' names in there, go ahead and put that in the chat for us, and you'll be included. Yes. This offers healing energy to all who are named. All who wish to be included are included. Yes. Interesting. Okay. So I'll be offering words encoded with energy. And yeah, my hands aren't going to go up. I don't know what that is. Usually I'm like this. People get used to me like that, but we're doing this a little bit differently in this series. And I just go with that. Go with what feels in resonance. After that transmission, we'll meet up and I'll invite you to add your comments in the chat about your experience. And then if we have time left, I'll answer your questions. They've been going on longer and longer, it seems. And so we'll just see where we end up. Yes, there's a lot to do. Yes. I feel like we just need to get started. Yes. So welcome, welcome. Come on in. Also, the replay of today will be available with music on the YouTube channel on Sunday. All the energy in these videos meets you exactly where you are at that moment that you watch. Nothing is lost in the transmission. And this is one way you can continue your healing on your own schedule, rewatching as many times as you wish and are guided to. You are invited to sit back and relax, intending to fully receive all that is offered without limitation, as long as it is in resonance with your highest good. And we have talked about this many times before, so we will get to it. We will get to it to get over it. Yes, yes. There is much to get over. Indeed, someone has commented that. There is always more to get over, but those days are waning. You are making great progress in your adventure as a human in these times on the earth. And this lifetime is significant for you all because you came here to do great work, move mountains, so to speak. And you have done much, although you do not give yourself the credit you do deserve. Not out of an egoic standpoint, but out of a factual one. You came here in a certain heavier vibration. And yes, the vibration on the planet has changed, and we will say become finer and more full of aliveness, more potential, more support for you to be creators, the creators that you already are, have been, and forever shall be. It can be no other way. And so while the energy that you have been surrounded with and bathed in and resonating with, while that energy has shifted and changed over your lifetime, this current lifetime, credit is deserved by you. You are awake and continue to awaken to more and more truth through the resonance in your body, through your senses that have come alive for you. Because as you have matured in this body, you have come to know your body as an instrument of sensing far beyond what you learned in the early years of your schooling. You sense in ways that they do not talk about there. And your children of today are ahead of even this, for they know who they are in a more awake state than you have before in your lifetime. So, in this way, they have a head start. But of course, we must stop ourselves here and tell you, you are in perfect time. So, as we speak about the younger generations, or as you think about the younger generations, please withhold all judgment or jealousy or envy that perhaps they are more in tune or they will see the great transformation on the planet unlike you. And so we will say, please get over that and know that the light of who you are is completely on time and perfect with what you came here to accomplish. And you are sitting here or laying there, and you are listening to this. And we have begun an energetic transmission for you. Yes. Although we have not told you of laying on of hands or surrounding you with our presence. As long as you hear these words, you are receiving and opening to the energy, to the wisdom and truth that you are aligned with, to know at this time. And when we say time, we never mean by the clock. When we say time, we mean your path. And there is a sequence to your path beyond time. It is like a baby who rolls over before they sit up and crawls before they walk. The time of that is not important. It is simply the progression and evolution, the development, that is the point of it all. And so when we speak of time, this is what we reference for you. So you are in perfect time or alignment with what you came here to do. So please never think that you're scrimping along, trying to make your way and catch up. There's nothing to catch up to. So please do not berate yourself or think yourself as behind schedule. Many of you do. You're invited to get over that. The judgment of yourself. Let that go. You are the only one judging yourself in that way. That matters. No one is in the sky with a scorecard, checking off the boxes that you imagine are there, the hoops you must jump through, the tasks you must complete. There is none of that. There is only love for you. And we surround you now, yes. We invite you to have that imagery. If you have not yet visualized it, feel our presence around you now as our session commences into the next phase. We engage with your heart center, the engine driving your field. Electromagnetic in nature, you move about the planet with force, with presence. You are seen and valued and heard. And we wish to validate this for you. There is so much about your existence on the planet that tears you down, that erodes your ability to remember yourself as the light that you are, have been, and forever shall be. And that is the purpose of our meeting with you time and time again, to awaken you to the remembrance of your light, the remembrance that you are light, and it can be no other way. You are simply in a time of forgetfulness that has been by design and through your agreement. And so we wish to simply gently shake you awake a little bit more each and every time we meet. Of course, in alignment with what you welcome and what you are ready for on the path that we spoke of moments ago. All is well. And yesterday, we focused on freeing up the energy that was bound in your past. And today, we do this through another lens. We concentrate today on your ancestors and on your ancestral lineages, you might say. There is much emphasis in your world today, in your communities of healing, about ancestral healing. There are many ideas shared and proselytized in your circles, in your media, and we wish to bring up something with you today, and that is that your ancestors are present with you now, looking upon you at this great transformation that is occurring now on the planet. And there are many emotions of your ancestors, we will say. And we mentioned envy earlier of you with perhaps the younger generations incarnating on your planet now. And what we will say is, you are not alone in this. There are some ancestors that are quite envious that you are incarnated on Earth at this time. And while they know that they had a hand in the foundations that have led you to this moment, many who are not in body look upon this life that you are leading and wish that they were walking here with you, wish that they could be present here. But they are serving in other ways, and they know this, and they are light as well. And we bring you to another truth. The truth is that you yourself can be your own ancestor. Yes. Hmm. Something to ponder, perhaps. And does this not open the door to new understanding of the concept of self healing? Who are you healing? Who are you, in fact? Hmm. There is oneness across all things, all areas where you can give your attention. There is oneness, there is commonality, there are common denominators that are known to you and are not. Your soul and your spirit work in ways that you are not aware of. You do not remember the immense organization, the divine nature of the flow of energy in very distinct patterns. And you are beginning to understand this more and more. And as you hear truths such as you may be your own ancestor, for those of you who have not pondered that before, we invite you to do that. We invite you to explore with your mind and daydream and welcome new wisdom, new awakenings. Because as you do, we could say a shockwave goes through your belief systems. And that is where your discernment comes in again. Because you are in a period of redefinition, you see. The beliefs that you held yesterday are up for redefinition. Because what you know to be true shifts and evolves. And as that horizon expands, your beliefs then come into question. And it is similar to reading a book. If you have ever read a book that challenged you, it is similar in this, because you read the words on a page, and some of you feel the energy of the words on the page as well in your body. And perhaps it is challenging to you, and what you do is perhaps put the book down, walk away, and then the process of sensing and discernment is enabled so that you can refine and redefine what you believe to be true, given the new information or perspective. So your human life is a constant process of intake, discernment, and redefinition. Yes. That is evolution. That is growth. That is awakening. And so the ancestors, yes, let us do our healing now. You are invited to place your hands on your body, as we did yesterday with you. And our hands join your hands. In oneness we are. And those who wish to call the healing energy that they are aware of to their hands, to their bodies, may do so now. But all humans have the ability to access healing energy. It can be no other way. It is part of the human agreement. Yes. And so, with energy flowing in, around, and through you from the highest frequencies of Source itself, and from our hearts that hold you and love you, may you feel comforted, safe, and held as we journey with our intention to your ancestors. Because much of what has you stuck in this life may be born not only from your early life in this body, but from your previous lifetimes, from your ancestors. And let us now invite you to understand your ancestors. They lived in different times. They had unique opportunities and they had unique limitations based on the technology and the knowledge available on the planet and in their location where they lived. Many of them were held by beliefs that you would never agree with today, and they acted upon them, but in their times, it was accepted. We cannot judge our ancestors, we would say, as though they are living with us today. And while we know many of you can identify with traumas today and perhaps link it to your ancestors living in past, you are here now. You are alive now, and you are awakening now. And if it feels appropriate, shine your light to the ancestors, known and unknown to you that have come prior, and to yourself in all of your incarnations that actually preceded you and can be categorized as you being your own ancestor. Forgive yourself. Forgive others where it is appropriate. And if you are not sure, invite your higher consciousness to bring into the stream of forgiveness of all you are deeply ready to invite. Relinquish any grudges and negativity from whence you came, for the deeds that they have done or not done, for the words that they spoke, or what they chose not to speak and withhold instead. For you are here now, and this is cause for celebration. This is cause for freedom. And by letting go of all that you've held on to in the lower vibrations, because you cannot hold another in a lower vibration without joining them there. So for those who wish to raise their vibration, it becomes a requirement to actually let go of the binds that you hold, the entanglements that you resist setting free. They add nothing to your awakening by holding on Your consciousness does not need to recall past deeds. There is no score being taken, not for you and not for them, although you can decide to be their keeper. Why would you want to? For healing the self is healing those bindings. So if you wish to ascend, if you wish to heal, if you wish to be the light bringer that you intended to be, it is time to get over what has happened in the past, who did what to whom, who believed what and wielded in harm for another. Are you not past this now? Look within your heart and see the light there, beating within you the miracle of who you are, have been, and forever shall be. And bring all into the love that shines and emanates from you. Bring them in. Become free. Allow freedom. Allow love. Allow peace. You are sovereign in your energy, as long as you claim it to be so. When you hold grudges, when you hold others to lower vibration in judgment, and the need to be superior or right, you join them in the low vibration. It can be no other way. You are in relation to them as you choose it, and you can trade away your sovereignty and give the power away. We have spoken of this before. But you see, it is your free will to leave that practice behind you. Know yourself as the light, and you would have it no other way than love. You are eternal in nature. So what is there to fear? Binding energy in relation to others, as we have described, does not serve you. And the eternal nature of who you are invites you to know this. Allow yourself the freedom to be the light. It is only you keeping you from knowing yourself as the light you are. It is all about what you choose to remember, what you choose to focus on and give your energy to through your attention. There are too many things happening in your world to focus on it all. So by design, you must choose. And what you choose to focus on, you choose to align energetically with. Feel in your body as you focus on this or that. what nourishes you to the deepest of levels. Notice that. What sickens you in thought and word and deed. Notice that. And finally, we invite you to get over the need to be right. When you insist on being known as right, you require every other living being to be in wrongness. Who does not align with your belief. That is changeable. That is personal to you. You have great power, and you are co-creating your life experience. Allow yourself to receive love now. Invite your energetic field to align to this vibration, your home vibration of complete order and coherence, redefining your current state physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in ways that are perfectly attuned and aligned with who you are choosing to be in this moment. You will continue to receive this energy for as long as we are in agreement. So, though we come back momentarily, you may intend to continue to receive because we work with you as we are invited. There is much love for you here. So you may continue relaxing and with eyes closed if you wish. And you may decide to bring your awareness to your body, your beautiful body, and open your eyes and return to this event of which you are a great part of, still receiving, still connected. We thank you for your time, and it is time, yes, in your world. The focus of your time is precious, and so we do thank you for taking this time and receiving what you need until we meet again. We thank you. Welcome back. For those of you who are back, welcome back. Wow. Hmm. So, yeah, I would invite anyone who wishes to share about that to do so in the comments. Um, it's wonderful to read about how you experienced that, what stood out for you, perhaps. Um, and yeah, not just because I'm curious, but I think it also is cool for other people, to read uh, what other people experienced. Yeah. And I'm sure some people are shy and maybe don't want to say, and that's fine too. But, um, that's what it's really about is, I've been thinking a lot about that lately about, when we look online now, we don't even know what's real anymore. We don't even, videos with people in them could be just totally fictitious people that don't even exist. I mean, it's really something, right? Um, so when we come together like this and just interact and we have experiences and sensations in our bodies and, experience energy and things like that, I just think that is amazing and real. Um, and that's, it's, I just feel so alive when we're together eh, on a live stream. I know, but yeah. Hmm. Yeah, we actually have some time for questions too. I'm gonna get my grid out of the way a little bit. There we go. Yes. All right. Oh yeah, so ancestors. Okay, pop quiz. Who thought about that before? About that you could be your own ancestor? That kind of is a little bit mind-bending, isn't it? But or is that or does everybody already know that? I don't know. Um Lily says, ancestors having done said what we might have disagreed with and not having to be right all the time. Oh, that's what stood out to you. Oh, nice, nice. Let's see. I'll just pick out a couple things. Let's see if I scroll up. I don't know. I don't mean to ignore anybody, but let's see. There are a lot of comments here. That was beautiful, beautiful experience. I definitely. Oh, nice. Thank you, Lisa. Oh, nice. Thank you for saying I look radiant. I've been changing my camera and all that, so I know I look different from one video to the next, but it's a process. It's definitely a process. Um, yeah, our own ancestors was very different to think of. Ah, yes. Hi, Ellie. It was amazing. Energy is very strong. I might feel the healing power going through meridians. Ooh, neat. Oh, I can't wait to go back and read all of these. Interesting. Cherry says, the past few days I felt my ancestors called me, then suddenly called me to connect with them. I didn't expect it to be through this community. I reconnect with them. Thank you. Oh, nice. Okay. We are our own ancestors. Past lives make sense. Yes. Okay, Lisa, you're in the grid. Yes. And all who wish to be in the grid, who put it in the comments, you're in the grid. I may not like and comment back, but if you're there, rest assured, because we go through all the comments and we make sure that happens for you. Feel the energy so intensely in my body. Nancy Welch says, in energy centers, lots of forgiveness and gratitude for the ancestors, including myself as the ancestor. Yes. Oh, you knew that. Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't really thought of it like that. So yeah, so my understanding, Ellie's asking, does past lives mean I am my ancestor? I think they can be two different things, right? So yeah, thanks for putting that on the screen. So we can have past lives, but we can also, I think, have past lives. So let's say I had a past life and I was this woman who lived in Paris or whatever, who had children. And then maybe that past life, that whole ancestral line leads, and maybe me today was the grandmother way back then. That if I traced my genealogy back, like my actual DNA genealogy, I could be that lady in 1800 whatever. It's the same soul energy. So in that way I could be my own ancestor. That's what I'm talking about. So you could have past lives that are not biologically your ancestor, or you could have past lives. That's the idea that came through to me this morning. Yes. I've never thought of being my own ancestor. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully that gives you a little something to ponder, which is always so fun, right? Yeah. Yes. Oh, and yeah. I guess we could move on to another question. If we have one, I don't know. Any explanation you give about the ancestral thing would be welcome. Oh, I think I just did. Um, I don't know. Do you have another question about it though? Because I'm just wrapping my head around that myself. But yeah, I think I just explained that, Ramona. I'd invite you, if you have a question I didn't answer, you could put that in the chat and we'll see if we can find that. But yeah, Joanna, Andrea just had a very strange dream about an ancestor coming back from the dead. I went to a Catholic church to ask what to do, and it had something to do with shamanism. Oh, in the dream you went to a Catholic church to ask what, and had something, any insights? Oh, yeah. Okay, so an ancestor coming back from the dead. When I read that, what comes to my mind, which of course I'm not, anything I ever say, I'm never saying that I'm right or I know, but things that I say are for your consideration, because just considering what I say may lead you to the truth that is in resonance with you, you know, and what you need to hear. If that made any sense, I don't know. Okay, so you might consider that the message there is about the that our ancestors are never really dead anyway. Part of part so in there are different levels to what I'm saying. So there is no death really. I mean, the physical body leaves, but their consciousness is always there, here, whatever. So an ancestor, even though they might not have a physical body anymore, they are alive in many other ways. So they're never really dead. So coming back from the dead, maybe that's a message about that they are still present. They are still actually alive and accessible. Um, and then the shaman, well, the thing that I don't know much about that kind of thing, but maybe that has to do with bringing that wisdom into this lifetime for you. And it could be that maybe an ancestor or a group of ancestors has wisdom that they wish to impart to you, and therefore they're coming to life in your awareness to deliver that to you. Hmm. Yes. Let's see. Can we also connect with our future descendants in the same moment as our ancestors? So, yes, of course, is the answer, but I'm just trying to get more information. Yeah, time can be actually quite time can be really hard for humans to wrap their minds around. But okay, we connect to our future descendants in the same moment. Yes, because time, the way we might perceive it goes backwards and forwards. But here's the thing, we can't influence, or we can't impact or negate anyone else's free will. So we could engage with things, with ancestors and things like that, but they have full sovereignty over their energy and the choices and decisions that they make through exercising their free will. That's what comes up for me to say about that, interestingly enough. We typically think our ancestors are, dead and gone, I guess. I think that that's true for a lot of people. That's kind of how we think of the ancestors. But our future ancestors, are they really even different? And the answer that comes is it's all happening now anyway. It's all happened already, and it will all happen. I don't know. I don't know. Matthew Red Jasper. I don't know about that. But yes, there's no limit. We are not limited about who we can connect with. And there are future versions of yourself as well. Interesting. Thank you for the question. I hope you're not hearing my stomach growl. Um, what about the time between lives on the other side? What do you believe we do? Oh, gosh. Yeah. So there's a lot of planning that happens because the orchestra here, and this is the information. I mean, I'm not direct channeling like with my eyes closed, but this is what I'm being told. There's a lot of planning and orchestration is the word between lives. And also there is education, and it comes through re-education as well, because in order to incarnate in a body, so much has to be focused because we have access to everything in spirit. So we really don't have a limitation. And going from as we don't have limitation based on what we can focus on and what, so if something interests us, we can access that. Any question we ask, we can access the answer. I mean, it's kind of like everything is at our fingertips in that regard. But before we come into a body, think how focused and limited we need to be to live one single human lifetime in this density. And so there's a lot of planning, a lot of orchestration and preparation before coming into the human body because it is such a different experience and it is so limited. And you might say, well, why do we have to do all that? Or you know, let me give you an example that I'm getting, and that is if the one mm, result, one possible result that can happen if that preparation is not done as carefully as possible. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be done that carefully, but let me back up because it felt like the question may have been asked, why do we have to do all of that? Well, we do all of that because if a person were to come without that, the shock and the mm, stepping down of, this is the word, capability from there to here could be just, it could just be, it could destroy the potential for that soul on earth, meaning they wouldn't want to be here. It would be too crushing. So they would have to, it would divert their focus just to feel better about being here. So forget about their purpose and things like that. So there's a lot of prep. I hope that that made sense. It would be so discombobulating if a soul is not prepared to come here, that once they got here, the struggle to just get to a place where they could begin to do what they wanted to do would be so immense. And the it's coming through like how amazingly rich or full of potential, how priceless a human incarnation is, that that preparation to come here is balanced with that because it's not some willy-nilly little thing to come to earth. It's a huge deal. Wow. Interesting. Thanks for the question. Maybe people can put in the chat what their ideas are about what we do. Let's see. Hi there. They say, let's see, Emissaries of Light says that when we have to be right, we make others wrong. And I agree, but it's so hard not to make others wrong about certain things. Yeah. Oh, yes. Any perspective that they can offer. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. All right. I'm just going to go right to them on this because I don't want to mess it up. Yes. Okay. They're going to say here, okay, blaming, and forgiveness, allowing. These are all sharply energetic for people, meaning these are difficulties. And so your question opens that door. Right and wrong, morality, for example. And aren't some things evil? Why not go there? And we will tell you that evil is an absence of knowing the light that the person is, has been, and forever shall be. You see, it isn't only the light bringers, such as yourselves, that are light. Those you would call villains or destructive or murderers, they are light as well. They are simply further into forgetfulness. Because when a person knows themselves as light, that is what they create from. When a person knows themselves as being void of light through their upbringing and their agreements of seeing themselves in that way, they create from that. It is natural. They are vilified, of course, but we will tell you there is a spectrum of experience on earth. And though many of you may disagree, we will tell you that evil does not exist. It is simply the absence of remembering the light of who they are and acting from that place. You can label it evil if you wish. You can label it any number of things. But every soul that is incarnated on the planet now or in times that we would label prior, due to the evolution of humanity, at any time on earth, in any incarnation, there are perpetrators and there are victims, if you wish to call them that through these words. But we will tell you there is always a level of energetic agreement, not conscious agreement, but energetic agreement. And what that means is at a very high level, from a very wise and intelligent level of consciousness that every soul possesses, there is an agreement. And so when there is an act perpetrated against another, the human will hate, the human will suffer, the human will, you may fill in the blank. And we acknowledge this. But the human also learns. The human also becomes a teacher to others. And they learn through that experience. There is nothing that happens that is all light. There is nothing that happens that is all in darkness. Again, forgetfulness. There is a spectrum, and everything in between is occurring all at once. We do not wish to confuse you with this answer, but you are here on earth to learn and experience. And therefore, it is defined that you must experience contrast on your world. That is part of the earth experience. It is defined as such. until you choose it to be different. The evolution of humanity that is happening now is moving to remembering that individuals are the light of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It can be no other way. And as more humans remember that, they will create from that, and then you will have less of the acts that you mention, murder and other choices. Because when people remember that they are the light, they act from that, and they treat others as the lights that they know them to be. So the great awakening, the great transformation that is happening on the planet is moving you out of the world of contrast, where you have to make agreements at some level to experience contrast. And so when tragedy befalls a person, we invite you to remember that there is much learning and value that occurs there. And if death is involved, we remind you that there is no death from a higher perspective. The earthly body is a shell, and you've had many of them. And when you remember this, you would not label it a tragedy. You would see the richness of the experience and the blessings afforded to you and afforded to all others who are in witness to the tragedy. We understand this is hard for many, but it does go in line with the teaching of the transmission today, letting go of the grudges. We are not saying it is easy. There are people here that may never return to hear us speak this way because it is too difficult to let go of the feelings associated with the contrast that they themselves have witnessed. And that is fine, for each of you is on a journey, and we just simply offer you a higher perspective and invite you to discern through your own body and your own current set of understandings and beliefs. And perhaps, if it does not resonate, set it aside and live your life. And perhaps one day in this incarnation or in another, it will resonate. There will be a greater understanding. And perhaps not. All is well. All is well. We thank you for the question. All right. Well, thanks for taking us down that road. Interesting. Yes, yes, yes. Whew. Well, that takes us a little bit over time. I'll be here tomorrow. Or maybe I'll say, we'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's tough being a human, isn't it? But you know what? We all signed up. We all signed up. And you know what? On that last question, if you are a person who has ever done anything, whether, by accident or on purpose, and you haven't forgiven yourself for it, or, every time you think about it, you go, ew, I'm horrible, or, whatever. If you beat yourself up because you ever did anything or said anything or whatever, and I know a lot of you people do that because you care so much, let that last answer, let that sink in. Because is there really anything you've ever done that is really that bad. You know what? You are offering contrast. You are being a teacher. And if you can't really accept that yet, just put it over to the side and maybe consider that in the future. Sleep on it. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. Wow. Okay, what a day. It's been fun. Thank you all so much. Yes, I feel free. Yes, I hope so. Let's go fly and be free. I'll see you tomorrow at noon for our last. Get over it. Uh, Take care, everybody. Such appreciation and gratitude. Take care. See you tomorrow.